welcome back to Cork Stats here at the Mayo Media Network on YouTube, presented by Jock MKT, the very best daily fantasy app in the game, where you actually make money, where Wall Street meets Main Street meets 161st Street, and if you're hanging with me, man, you are getting paid in the Jock MKT. Download the app for free. They're going to match you for the first $100 for nothing. If it's free, it's for me. And if you're new, well, besides from welcome aboard, I took the $20 free promo. We're creeping up on $3,500. And without there being a big jackpot to win, it's just a testament to show how we're kind of clicking along every single day, identifying values and getting paid in the Jock MKT. And if you've been following along the show, welcome. Thank you so much. You know, we really do appreciate you, appreciate the feedback, and I have to admit, the most touching part of it, the most flattering part thus far has been the word actionable. People are saying, man, this show is so useful, it comes at you fast, it's really quick, you can get it every day, easy to digest, and we're covering it all, so thank you so much. That's really kind of the point. We're doing 3 pillars of coverage every single day, some daily play, Jock MKT, then we're going to do fantasy, something different every single day pertaining to fantasy, both deep and shallow leagues, and then, of course, some bets of the day. Man, we are starting to heat up. The MLB F5 algo is really starting to catch fire. We had a couple big parlays yesterday. The home run tracker is on fire. We had a home run round robin. We had Seiya Suzuki, Brian Reynolds, and Wilson Contreras. They were all at plus 500. They had home runs. I said, hey, let's go for 2 of 3. We got just that, and we got paid in the shade. That's what we do. Me, you, and the Cork Stats crew. All right, let's dive into the daily stuff again today. I did miss Jock MKT, and I think there's a lesson there. You got to check those slates, everybody, today. Especially Wednesdays can be a bit wonky, so make sure you're checking the slates. I just barely missed it. I didn't really get as deep of a portfolio as I liked. I thought we were starting at 705. It started at 640. So, you know, just keep an eye on that. But I do have some daily notes for everybody. I find the best place to go about it, the best place to start, I should say, is really with, let's call it handed stacks, right? We're looking for split advantages. It's very early in the day when you're listening to this, most likely. Lineups are just not out yet. But we can look for struggles and handedness and then follow along on Twitter, MLB Moving Averages at MLB Moving AVG on the Bluebird Twitter machine. I am bringing the smoke. Right now, there literally is not another fount of free baseball resource like this anywhere. Take that to the bank. Hat tip to Patty Mayo and all the people at the Mayo Media Network for giving me the platform to provide you all the nuance and the context. I mean, it's a starting pitching matrix every day, starting pitcher rankings, implied team totals, and of course, I run the F5 algo. I give picks and a little bit of a summary, how we get there, plus a daily dime parlay. Come on, we having fun, making money doing it. What could be better than that? So today in daily play, I know I've been pumping Josiah Gray, but he does have a bit of a home run issue up against those righties in Atlanta who are really doing damage. So much as I like Gray, I wouldn't start him today. You're going to be looking at Austin Riley and Adam Duvall. When we're talking in Jock MKT, any player that I name outright is worth $4.50. Again, I don't want you to say rec and then I don't follow it up. We're really here for that capital A actionable information. So any player we name starts at $4.50. If you can get it below, that's a real value. And some players we need to go up. Riley, you won't get for $4.50. Riley is probably a $6 player, where Duvall is probably a $4.50 player. Then we want to head over where the Brewers are facing John Means and the Orioles. Look for those Milwaukee Brewer righties that eat southpaws. We're looking at Willie Adames. And again, you got to keep an eye on the lineups. If Keston Hiura is playing or Tyrone Taylor, we're going to be looking for them. The advantage there is the price. And unlike DraftKings or FanDuel, where the price is set and everyone can pile on and build around that, in a case of a player like Taylor, depending on how popular his show is, if Taylor's price hits that $6 mark, $7 mark, then guess what? The free square isn't free anymore. Let people chase that. That's why Jock MKT is just so cool. And it's why the door is open for us to profit every single day outside of not needing a 9-team parlay. Let's go go to St. Louis facing the Royals and Zach Greinke. We're looking at Tyler O'Neill. That's my boy. He's definitely going to be a home run call for me today. Paul DeJong, Harrison Bader. O'Neill is going to be up in the $6, $7 range, maybe $7.50. I don't really like to go to $8. DeJong and Bader are going to be cheap at that $4.50 or below. Keep an eye on those guys. DeJong, definitely a threat for a home run. Let's finish it up. Looking at the Mariners facing the White Sox. Keuchel has had an issue with home runs, especially as of late. We're looking at Mariners righties. Mitch Haniger, Eugenio Suarez each have a home runs in the past couple days. Haniger was a pick for me for a home run against Bundy. He did get the barrel. He didn't get the home run, but he's seeing the ball well, making good contact. Look for Haniger and Suarez and any other really cheap Mariners righty. So there we go. Just a bit of all that to take you into the jock market today. And then, of course, as lineups come out, feel free to get up in the comments. I'm going to try to answer everyone. Hit me up on Twitter any time of day, any day of the week. This is the thing that I do, and I want my account, your account, I should say, to look like my account with commas in it, because that's how you do it, man. You got to see the way I've been hitting jock market. You don't need, like DraftKings, to hit every single player. If you get a few good hits, you could end up in the black. 1 or 2 good hits, you could end up breaking even. And having a break-even outcome is how you succeed in markets. I wouldn't lie to you and say I go into the stock market or even into the jock market and make money every single day. But when there are a bunch of days that you get to post break-even, it becomes flat, 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 small loss, flat, small win, flat, big win, right? So there you go. Here's like a small bowl spinning on outcomes, people, and how to succeed in risk ventures. There are only 4 possible outcomes: big wins, little losses, big losses. Eliminate that last one. Eliminate the big losses. You'll find yourself on the road to profitability. So there's a bit of daily play and a lesson for everybody out there. Excuse me 1 second. Let's dive into some fantasy now. This really means a lot to me because I want to try and fill holes out there. And I don't think there's a ton of good point coverage out there. So let's do a little bit for the home leaguers, those H2H point players out there, 10 and 12 leagues. We're going to do this every Wednesday because I know a lot of those ads are on Thursday. No one is really covering that waiver wire. I want you to come here not only every day, Monday through Friday, but especially on Wednesday. Give us 15 minutes of your day and we're going to get you ready. Let's go position by position. I happen to be in a very competitive point home league. It's 12 players, but it's only 1 catcher, so we could start behind the plate, where you probably have some good catchers on the free agent wire. It's also why I don't generally like to pay up for catchers. In my league, I'm in a bit of a rebuild. It's a keeper league. I had Sal Perez. I didn't want to throw him back, but other than that, outside of Sal Perez, I would probably be churning. I'm looking at this waiver wire right here. If you have the likes of Elias Diaz or Joey Bart out there, those are guys you could probably get behind for sure. We're just going to go around the horn. First base, G-Man Choi's been doing damage, but I don't think I'm really ready to go there yet. He's more of a split player. Players that I do like that may be out there with full-time playing time. I'm looking at Christian Walker. I know it's been a bit of a slow start, but if he starts to hit, he's going to get scooped. Maybe Nate Lowe is more of an ad right now. He's putting up the BA. I think the power is going to come. So there's a couple guys there, maybe even Seth Beer if he has that 1B eligibility. He's going to play every day, and he's hitting. So again, in point leagues, I'll give you a little bit of strategy here, how I attack it. We're going to see how this plays out as we get to pitchers later on, and there are no pitchers, partly because of people like me. I don't carry bench hitters in point leagues. I like to have an ace or 2, maybe even 1. Then it's all hitters for me. I draft all of my hitters because I don't want hitters that I have to think about replacing. And then I just throw the kitchen sink at you with pitching. Yeah, I happen to be very good at identifying pitchers, but, this year was a ton of Tristan McKenzie and Jordan Montgomery and Jesus Luzardo and Reed Detmers, Alex Cobb, a couple of those guys looking really good. And it goes to show you how you can, not say just say throw darts. I hate the idea of throwing darts. I'm not throwing a dart. I put in a ton of work to validate these late choices and then help you to find the same. But the strategy being, lock up those strong ABs. I don't make lineup decisions on offense. I do have to make lots of starting pitching decisions, but when it comes to head-to-head, how do you get the edge? It's maximizing 2 starts. So, all right, let's get back into the offense where you want to be churning and burning until you get a player that sticks. I don't like to hold bench bats. Now, second base, a couple guys here. Jeff McNeil, playing every day. The average is up there, going to be getting on base. Gavin Lux getting a shot every day, just had a big game. We know the prospect pedigree is there. I think Lux is certainly an ad. And if you're really kind of desperate, I was looking at Michael Chavis, but I'd probably skip him for Andres Jimenez. So, I mean, really, right off the bat, there are viable pieces available right now. Be willing to say goodbye to pieces you have for pieces you can churn, because there will be replacement value. Let's get to the keystone and third base. It is really tough position overall. If I had to, man, I'd probably be looking to capitalize on the top of the sine wave with Maikel Franco right now, though I don't think he's like a stick all-year player. I do think when he's hitting, you could get some pop. The batting average is there right now, so you probably get with him. If not, it's probably Gio Urshela, maybe Josh Harrison, just because I'm looking for everyday plate appearances. And then, you're going to have to get creative. If Bryson Stott is out there, maybe he'll gain eligibility. Other than that, it is kind of tough. Keep your eye on that position. Santiago Espinal, if he's going to play every day for the Blue Jays, he could be one injury away from everyday at bats, but it is really tough. Why it's part of the calculus of drafting, identifying shallow positions, so you could try to avoid this position. But there are a couple of viable names, get them in there for now. Let's get over to shortstop. One name really jumping off the page. I mean, Gavin Lux, I think, if he's available anywhere, should be scooped up. I mentioned Andre Jimenez, the player I really like outside. I mentioned Paul DeJong earlier, but I think I like Jorge Mateo. Now, maybe that's more of a roto play. I do get skewed by the steals, where DeJong is probably more of that point league player, but I know there are H2H cat players as well, where Mateo should not be out there. He's going to play every day. When he's on base, he's going to run. Baltimore looks like they're going to be extremely aggressive. When back to the point leagues, you need the at-bats. You want to get on base. You're kind of looking for that slugging percentage. So that's probably where DeJong probably has the edge. He's got the plus 500 slug going on so far this year. And if not, if Eugenio Suarez is out there, remember, we have seen, plus 30 home run pop, 38 home run pop, or whatever in there. He did just hit a ding-dong. We did get a new environment. So a lot of that, again, is intangible and subjective, and it's not like that's why you drop a star for him. But if you're uncertain about your position, that's a good way to get in front of the curve. Again, with the rate of replacement on the waiver wire, it's very important that you try and shoot for the moon. So I know we have some audio only out there, people. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Rate, review, and subscribe. You can hit it up on your way home. But I do have some graphics up from time to time, and I usually try to walk everyone through it, make this show, again, actionable, capital A, for the video and the audio people out there. So I'm actually going to avoid the screen share, because it can get a little bit messy. Maybe the font's a little bit too small now that I'm looking at it. But point being, don't be afraid to churn and burn. Let's dive into the outfield for point leagues. My boy Connor Joe is very hot right now, playing every day in Colorado. He really shouldn't be out there. I've seen Seth Brown making some noise. He hit a couple home runs. The ball's falling. The average is there. He's going to play. Oakland, not much of a threat as far as talent. Maybe Seth Brown is a guy we can get into for a couple weeks. And he starts to look bad, then you could dump him. I have my eye on players like Clint Frazier, Andrew Benintendi, Anthony Santander, Adam Duvall. Now, these are players that you probably have heard me talk about when I was covering deep 15-team leagues, and I think maybe there's a bit of another lesson there. Man, getting into 15-team leagues really made me that much better at 12s, because it opens you up to that next tier of players and maybe allows you to pass on guys at the end of the 12-team tier for guys in the beginning of that 15-team tier. Connor Joe really seems like he's going to fit just about anywhere. Adam Duvall also, at least until Acuna is back, looks like he's going to be settled in the middle of a very good Braves lineup every single day. We know there's some power potential there. And in OPS leagues, point leagues, that's really the name of the game. Players that can get hot and hit you a bunch of home runs is really at the center of success. So cue up those guys, even Kutch. I know Aaron Hicks is out there. When he's healthy, he's playing for the Yankees. So right there, I think there's actually a full outfield of players. So again, don't feel too married with your sleeper picks if they start to not look so good. Be willing to dump them. That's just the way of the world. Let's get into some pitching. It starts to get really ugly here. I could just read you the top pitchers by production out there. It's so bad. It's Blackburn, Brad Keller, Josh Fleming, Josh Rogers. Yuck. If I had to add People, oh my goodness, I am just sighing. And again, the cupboards are bare in a lot of leagues because of people like myself. So it's also not too late. So I think it's really important to start collecting those pitchers, right? Make upgrades on offense, clear up the bench for pitchers. Man, Justin Steele looked pretty good. Josh Rogers looked okay. I really having a hard time thinking those guys are going to stick. I think you might want to add Andrew Haney in case he gets it going. We've seen what he can do in the past. I really thought Bruce Zimmerman on the Orioles looked really good, but I mean, can you really get with him? My boy John Adon on the Nationals. Now, I know he got beat up with the Pete Alonso Grand Slam, but just don't get too caught up. Giving up a home run to Pete Alonso is far from embarrassing. He's got a lot of shine, and if he comes out with a very strong start, he's going to be very popular. So there's that theory again. Like, I may not have the superstar stellar name for you right now that's going to break the bank, but I will tell you how to do it. Look for strikeout minus walk, and if they're youngsters, look for it in the minors. Adon is one of those guys. I'm just not going to get hung up on a pro start. So I like Adon for the Nationals going forward. The Rogers also as well. Man, I don't know. Jose Quintana looked viable. Is he going to stick? I'm not so sure. Spencer Howard got destroyed. I know a lot of people liked him. It's just really, really ugly right now. Also, one player that's we're going to mention with relievers and a bit of other strategy there. Make sure you read your rules. I know on CBS, I don't start customary relievers as you think about them. I like to start relievers that start. Michael Lorenzen is one of them. If Lorenzen is out there, I think he has to be added in all formats. Daniel Bard looks like he might be shutting the door for Colorado if you need saves. I don't even know. Other than that, Dalton Jeffries is a guy that I have queued up as a SPARP, right? Starting pitcher and relief pitcher, SPARP. So I think you could start Dalton Jeffries. He's looked pretty good. He might even have some more shallow league relevance. Other than that, again, back to the churn and burn. That's just going to be what it is. Before we get out of here, let's do the betting board really quick. A lot of games kind of spread out all over the place. So if you're listening really early, I did have one thing keyed up. I really like the Indians and Tristan McKenzie in particular with the F5. They're going at even money to Nick Lodolo and the Reds. Yes, I think Nick Lodolo is extremely talented. I think he has a very bright Major League Baseball career in front of him, but come on. It's a rookie in his first start ever against a Cleveland team that's raking. McKenzie's got the big swing and much stuff against the Reds team that's just okay. Yeah, give me the Indians. I think they win it outright, but I do like the F5. You know, I like to eliminate variables in the bullpen. So if you're listening early, take those Guardians. And I've even seen plus money. So if you can get McKenzie at plus 115 for the F5, where you get a money back on the push, definitely take that one. Then I think I had some plays a little bit later on. We've got some good pitching matchups. So we've got Toronto Blue Jays, Jose Berrios going into the Bronx to face Yankees and Garrett Cole. I saw the total there at 8.5. Those two teams are a 9.5 team right off the bat. I know we see Cole, I know we see Berrios. They both gotten beat up. Are they settled in? We've had the small, the short spring training. Both of these offenses looking pretty good. I've been trying to get away from totals, so let's see if I can get something that isn't that. But again, Yankees, Blue Jays over 8.5. Really not reinventing the wheel there. The other play I really like, get used to it. It's the Mariners. Robbie Ray and the Mariners are near even money. I think that I saw them listed at minus 110, minus 115 against the White Sox. I know the White Sox in the lefty narrative, but they're throwing Dallas Keuchel out there, who I don't think is very good. So I do believe Robbie Ray will get a bit of a cushion. Again, I probably like the F5 as always. If you can get decent price on the half run line, I always love that bet. I do think the Mariner bullpen is phenomenal. The White Sox bullpen's good as well. Hendricks did pitch yesterday, though I know he will go 2 days in a row from time to time. So just give you an idea of how I work out the calculus. It's going to depend on the price. But I definitely like the Mariners. I definitely like the plus 5 run line. And I definitely like the plus 1.5 run line. But those are juiced up. I have to pack it into a parlay. Speaking of that, if you want any more of what we're doing here, Cork Stats, powered by Mayo Media Net, presented by Jock Market. Download the app. First $100 is free. If it's free, it's, for me, is really just the foundation. It's the first inning. It's the initial bricks that we're building. There's a lot of work to do, and I'm willing to do it. You just got to follow up, and it's all 100% free. It already started. Every day I put out starting pitcher rankings. Soon I will run the F5 algo. I will print picks. I'll do a short write-up. I will give you the actual strategy, tell you how to bet, what to bet with a parlay every single day. That's all available on my Twitter handle. I link to Patreon. Don't be afraid. It is 100% free. I just wanted a place that I could host all this stuff. Of course, if you want to put something in the tip jar, it's just going to go to keep the lights on. This is really more about getting you part of the immersive experience that I really, really believe in so very much. I think you and I have a chance to make this the most important baseball show in the nation. But again, the work is going to continue all day as lineups come out. As things kind of change. Sometimes we get pitching changes and weather development. So you got to stay tuned. We're going to do implied team totals, starting pitcher ranks. If we have time, we'll do actual names in the jock market. And then you can hit me up. And sometimes I take listener questions. They turn into discussions on social media. This really is me burning the candle on both ends to get you made, paid, in the shade, everybody. So I think that'll do it. Thanks for picking up what we're putting down here at Cork Stats and the Mayo Media Net. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, check us out every Monday through Friday. Let us know if there's anything perhaps that we might be missing for your home leaguers out there. If you liked it, what else you might like to hear. Good luck with your waiver ads tonight on CBS, H2H, Cat Leagues, and the like. I think that'll do it. From Big Johnny Stud, the big dude with the big mouth from the Big Apple, and all the lovely ladies and gentlemen here at Mayo Media Net. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. When we're done with the book, enjoy that pay. Man, when you work this hard, it feels a lot less like luck, don't it, everybody? Peace. I catch you on the flip side, man.